Good morning, everyone. I really hope that you have a good week. I have a word for you this morning, and I'm going to read from Isaiah 52, verse 2. It says, "Shake yourself from the dust, arise, sit erect in a dignified place. O Jerusalem, loose yourself from the bonds of your neck, O captive daughter of Zion." Now, this morning, as I was reading the scripture, um, the thought that came to me, and this is something that God, often reminds me of, is what is the mentality that I take on when I do things? Many times we want to feel sorry for ourselves, and that is just the human nature, and that is the flesh. And I can associate with it 100%. So I'm not speaking to you from a place of total overcoming. So, but we're getting there. So sometimes, let's say you're a mother and you feel, but listen, you are doing the most things with the kids. So why is your husband not doing his part? And you feel so sorry for yourself. Or let's say you are volunteering at church and you feel like you are always the one to pitch up and do the extra when there's an extra service or something. Or let's say you're a family member. Well, you most probably are a family member of some family, and you feel that you always have to carry the load for some sort of thing. Maybe it's physical work, maybe you always have to wash the dishes, or whatever it is. Sometimes we can feel so sorry for ourselves because we think, why is it me again that I have to do it? Now, for me, this is a simple thing. I always say that if you shouldn't be doing something, and it is, God said to you shouldn't be doing something, then don't do it. And with that, I'm not saying if you're lazy and don't want to wash the dishes, don't wash the dishes. With that, I'm saying that sometimes we keep ourselves busy and use all our energy, emotional energy, spiritual, physical energy, to do things that we're not supposed to be doing. And then when we have to do the things that God has put in our lives, for example, as a mother, do you always want to do certain things? No, you don't want to do a certain thing. But the fact that you are a mother and have received children, it means that God has placed something in your life. And when God blesses us with something, He adds no sorrow to it. So when children come, is there sorrow? Yes. Although He says when He blesses us, He adds no sorrow to it. And that often, the distinction whether you experience the sorrow or not experience the sorrow is oftentimes the mentality in which we approach things. I know I am maybe oversimplifying, and I'm not trying to say that whatever you're going through is not tough and real. But what I'm saying is first of all, are you doing what God is saying you should be doing? Or are you wasting all of your energy and the things and your mind space on things and people that you shouldn't be thinking about or shouldn't be doing? So if we can start setting aside doing the things that we think we ought to do because of what people say, or what we think we ought to do because that is just the expectation, or are we directing our attention, our energy, and what we do towards what God is placing in our life, spending time with the people that God has placed in our life? When we do that, it is somewhat easier not to take on the victim mentality. That victim mentality, our perspective, it makes such a big change in the joy that we experience when we do life, just when we go about things. And joy is definitely a fruit of the Spirit. So am I in fellowship with the Spirit and doing this, even if it is hard, even if it is not, even if it is tedious, like washing dishes? Or am I going to complain all the time about what I should be doing? God is just saying today to you, shake yourself from the dust. Whatever perspective that comes from the dust, that is earth, dust is earth and fleshy, have attached itself to you. You're thinking a certain way. He says today, just shake, and maybe do some prophetic movement to literally shake. Do something to be practical, to shake that mentality off. and make a decision today that you are going to refocus on Jesus. Will the dust come again? Oh, for sure. But again, just keep on shaking off the dust so that we can look to Him and experience His joy. Have a blessed day.